Hello everyone, my name is Ida Bagus Maditya. Today I will presenting about metallurgy, especially in heat treatment of steel. For the reference, I use book Metallurgy for the Non-Metallurgy, second edition, edited by Arthur C. Reardon. For the content, here is 10 content that I will explain about in this presentation. So let's begin the presentation. Okay, first of all, I will explain about the heat treatment of steel. Heat treatment of steel. Heat treatment is defined as the controlled heating and cooling of solid metal or alloy by the method that designed to change the microstructure to obtain the specific properties. Heat treating takes the place below the solidus temperature of the alloy. Okay, we go next. The iron carbon system. Steel are iron with a small amount of the carbon alloying. Iron by itself has a limited structural usefulness because it is soft, like the most pure metal. One way to increase the strength of pure metal is to add the appropriate alloying element for a solid solution strengthening. Carbon play the crucial role of forming austenite, a phase in iron with specific crystal system. Iron undergoes change the crystal structure of the temperatures known as the transformation temperature. Carbon widens the temperature range in which austenite remains stable, making it easier to form. Austenite usually exists at the elevated temperatures, not at the room temperature, with a specific range known as the austenite region. Austenizing is the initial step of the heating treatment, determines the transformation structure that develop the steel cools, affecting its final properties. This process is crucial in both annealing and the quench hardening of the treatment for steel. We go to the next slide. The common phase in steel. Heat treatment of steel requires understanding of both equilibrium phase and the metal stable phase that occurs the heating and cooling. And for the steel, the stable equilibrium phase include ferrite, austenite, graphite, and some extent cementite, or as a very stable iron carbide. We go next. The cementite and the perlite formation. The discussion center on the transformation of austenite in steel with three type of carbon level. The first one is the eutectoid steel with carbon content near the eutectoid point of the 0.77%, and the second is hypoectitoid steel with the carbon content below the ectitoid composition, and the last one is the hypereutectoid steel with carbon content above the eutectoid composition. We go to the next slide. Marstenite. As noted, marstenite is a metastable structure that formed during rapid cooling of austenite. Marstensite is the characterized by the axisolar microstructure in ferrous and non-ferrous alloy. In alloy where the solid atom occupy the interstitial position in the martensite lattice, or such as carbon in the iron. and the structure is very hot and highly strained. Okay, we go to next slide. Beneath. Beneath is a distinct of metastable phase in the steel that occurs the cooling rate are not rapid enough to produce the martensite, but are still fast enough to diffuse to the foam perlite. Okay, we go to next slide. The critical temperature and the transformation diagram. In general, there is 4 different type of transformation diagram that can be distinguished. That is include the first one is the isothermal transformation diagram that describing the formation of austenite during the heating, and the second is isothermal transformation diagram, also referred to the time temperature transformation diagram and describing the composition of austenite, and the third is continuously heating transformation diagram, and the last is continuous cooling transformation diagram or CCTH or CCT. Sorry. We go to next slide. Okay, this is a table of definition of critical transformation temperatures in the iron and steel. You can pause the video if you want and take the screenshot. And for the critical temperature of the steel define the onset of or the completion of phase transformation. 3 important critical temperature in the steel heat treatment is the first one is the A1, the critical temperature for the stat transformation to austenite, and the so-called eutectoid temperature, which is the minimum temperature required for the austenite to form. The second is A3. The A3 is the critical temperature for the complete transformation of a 2+2 phase mixture into the 100% austenite. And the last one is the AGM. AGM is the critical temperature for the complete transformation of the Ga plus with Fa ferrous to phase mixture into the 100% austenite. Okay, we go to next slide. Annealing then and the normalizing. General annealing thermal cycles. Annealing cycles are varied according to the temperature and the method of cooling used. Annealing temperature may be classified as the first one is subcritical, and the second is intercritical, and the third is supercritical. Supercritical is annealing to achieve full austenitization of the ether hypo or hyper eutectoid steel. Okay, we go to the next slide. Okay, type of annealing treatment. The first type is the stress relief annealing. Annealing is involve the uniform heating of a structure. Stress relief temperature are sufficiently high to help active the microstructure process of the recovery. Stress relief is the treating in use to relieve the stress from cold working. Care must be taken to ensure the uniform cooling, that particularly when the component is composed of variable section size. The second is recrystallization annealing. Recrystallization is the nucleation and growth process that slowly and then build up to the maximum rate before the rapid leveling of recrystallization. Annealing of the steel is done at the subcritical temperature. The third is spher- spheroidizing. Spheroidizing. Spheroidizing is done to improve the machinability and improve the toughness. Hitting the hypertectoid steel above the AC1 is done to create the dispersed cemented particular. And the last is normalizing of steel. The normalizing of steel is to refine grain size, make its structure more uniform, make it more responsive to hardening, and improve the machinability. And next, furnace heating and induction heating. Heat treatment of the steel involves a wide variety of methods for annealing, normalizing, hardening, and tempering. I will explain about the furnace heating. Furnace heating is a heat treatment furnace can be generally classified as a batch or continuous furnace. Batch type furnace is where the load are placed in the furnace. The furnace and its load are both to up to the up, up to temperature together, and depending on the process, then the furnace may or may not be cooled before it's open and the load removed. And the second type furnace is which operate the uninterrupted cycle as a workpiece passed by over a stationary hearth or the hearth itself removed. Okay, I will explain about the induction heating. Induction heating is the method of heating electrically conductive material by the application of a varying magnetic field whose line of the force enter the workpiece. Okay, we go to the next slide. Hardening and tempering. Hardening of steel involves the three-step process of austenitiation, quenching, and tempering. Quenching refers to the process of rapidly cooling metal part from the austeniz- austenizing solution treating temperature, and the variation of quenching is practically have result in the assignment specific names to some quenching technique. The first one is the direct quenching that refers to the quenching directly from the austenizing temperature, and it's by far the most widely used practice. And the time quenching is the cooling rate of part being quenched need to be abruptly changed during the cooling cycle. And next, the spray quenching involves the directing high pressure stream of quenching liquid into the areas of workpiece where a higher cooling rate are desired. Are desired. And fog quenching use a fine fog or mist of a liquid droplet in a gas carrier of the cooling agent. agent. And the interrupted quenching revert to the rapid cooling of metal from the austenizing temperature to a point above the ms where the specific period of time followed by the cooling in air. And I will explain about tempering. Tempering hardened the steel can be tempered to reduce the hardness and to increase the toughness. All tempering operations are carried out the temperature below the lower critical temperature of A1 and of the austenite formation. Okay, we go to the next slide. The next slide is the cooling treatment of steel. Cooling treatment or cooling treating may also be used to improve the wear resistance in material such as the tool steel, high carbon martensitic stainless steel, and the carburized alloy steel for the application which is the presence of the returned austenite may be result in the excessive wear. Okay, we go to next slide. The next slide is case hardening. Case hardening is a generic term used for the several process that put a hard wear resistant surface on a part. There are two distinctly different approaches to the various method for the surface hardening. The first one is overlay and coating method that involves an intentional build-up or addition of a new layer. The second is surface treatment that involves the surface and subsurface modification without any intentional build-up or increase the part's dimension. And about the diffusion method of the case hardening, surface dehardening by diffusion involves the chemical modification of surface, and the carburizing is addition of carbon to surface of alloy carbon that where the steel at the temperature at the which austenite which is highly soluble solution for the carbon in the stable crystal structure. And nitriding is a surface hardening that hit the treatment that introduce the nitrogen into the surface of steel while it is in the ferric condition. In general, there are three techniques that used for carbon and nitrogen for the surface hardening. The first one is carbonate trading. The second is austenitic nitrocarburizing, and the third is ferrite nitrocarburizing. And about the localized hardening process is one way to produce a part with a hard surface and relatively soft core without altering the composition. It's to use the steel with a low hard, the hardenability. Flame hardening is consists of the austenizing of the surface by heating with the oxia oxyacetylene or the hydrogen torch and immediately quenching with water. Introduces heating is an extremely versatile heating method that can be performed uniform surface hardening, that localized surface hardening through the hardening and tempering of hardened piece. And the laser surface treatment is widely used to hard localized area of a steel and cast iron machine and the component. And next, the electron beam AB hardening, like a laser treatment, it uses the harden to surface of steel. And the last one is seal hardening, the part of immersed in a high conductivity heating medium such as the molten lead or the salt bed. Okay, the next one is heating treatment equipment. In a simple term, industrial heating treating furnaces are insulated by enclosure designed to deliver heat to workload for thermal processing. Here is various type. Here is various type of the batch and continuous furnace are listed. The first one is batch furnace are loaded with a chart, then close the pre-established heating cycle. And the next is continuous furnace are basically in a one end and out the other type, and the ordinarily used for the continuous volume production. And next is furnace atmosphere is in many heat treating operation. The part must be heat under the condition that prevent the scaling and the loss of carbon. And the next is vacuum furnace. Heat the chamber in this type furnace are evacuated to the very low level depending on the material and the process by which metal is being treated. And the next is plasma furnace. A glow discharge plasma occurs when the direct or the DC of the few hundred volt is applied to the two metal electrode in the enclosure to evacuate to a few hundred plastic or PA of a pressure. And the next is fluided bed furnace is the consists of bed mobile inert parties, usually oxide, sorry, aluminum oxide, suspended the combustion of a well air mixture flowing upward through the bed. And the last is the salt and liquid pot furnace. But of a molten salt or metal can be used for both heat treating and heating the application. Okay, we go to the next slide. Oh, this is the last slide. Okay, thank you for watching my video. I hope you like it, and see you in the next presentation, and goodbye.